Hey there boys, Blackman here with an even more unusual video. So, why I'm making this video? As you know, for the past 4 of my legit completions of FDY games, I have been doing no cheese. It all started because of the starting point Bad Time Trio, where I've seen many of legit completions of that, but all of them featured going into a wall to dodge orange bone attacks. That's not how they work. You don't just press yourself against the wall and dodge them like they're nothing. No, they're not. I decided to avoid that. So I have been doing no cheese at all. But now with Hormone Sans, it got complicated. Credits to Mr. Dev for providing me his footage of Hormone Sans. So, the slam attack, or the throwing attack, how I usually call it. There are 4 variations of that. First 2 are completely easy, I can no-hit them, literally no problem. The 3rd and 4th one are a little bit interesting. So, Hormone Sans is humanly impossible. Here's why. We will be focusing on the 4th variation of the attack, which is after the scripted ones. Boom. First point. See? Look at this jump. If he was 1 pixel away, he would have taken a hit. Let me remind you that Mr. Deft was holding all 4 keys. So this is literally a frame-perfect jump to completely avoid this attack. Just a frame later and he would have taken so much hits. That's pretty rough. That's not all though. The game runs at 30 FPS, which means that 1 frame is equal to 0.03 seconds or 30 milliseconds. Sans throws Mr. Deft on the different wall. 1 frame. Mr. Deft lands. 2nd frame. Mr. Deft jumps. 3rd frame. So, on the 3rd frame, he did a frame perfect jump. Because, well, yeah, they're all frame perfect because he was holding all 4 buttons. Buttons. But the previous 2 frames is where if he was going no cheese, meaning no holding 4 buttons at once, because that's technically cheesing. .606 seconds to react. 60 milliseconds to react and press a button in 1 frame, or 2 frames if it's 30 milliseconds. That's an unreal reaction time to completely avoid this attack. And as far as I've seen, there's only 2 attacks after the script ones. The 4th variation of this attack, and the 4th variation of the random attack. A frame later, and so much damage. Even a frame later, 100 millisecond reaction time. But even 100 millisecond is humanly impossible. My usual reaction time is 200 milliseconds. So let's see. 3:17. we'll wait until this number is 517 or more or less. 342, 383, 409, 450, 476, 516, 200 milliseconds. Mr. Daft is in the middle of his jump, while we would have been still on the ground, and on the next frame we would have jumped. On this frame, if we would have jumped. And look how Mr. Dev jumps. It took him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 frames to jump to this height. So let's count ours. On this frame we jump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're maybe in the middle. And oh no, bones! We're still somewhere here. Hup. Our body is already inside the bones. And we're dead. We're still inside bones. We're still inside bones. With 200 millisecond reaction time. This is why Harvard sands without cheese is humanly impossible. It's humanly impossible to complete sands without cheese. Because to at least avoid it a little bit, you need to have 130 millisecond reaction time. Not my 200. Not my 200. To take at least some damage. And this attack is incredibly long. Let's count how many times you gotta get hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. "21 times, and you get hit on all of them. And that attack appears with 50% chance, at least from what I've seen, because the next attacks are random attacks, more jumping, more jumping, more jumping, more jumping, and random. At least that's from what I've seen. Only 2 attacks after the initial random, which is the same amount of attacks after the first phase. 2 attacks too. Yeah. So, if you all don't mind, I'll have to eat cheese on Harmat Sands. Because it's humanly impossible to do without cheese. I'm sorry that I actually need to cheese this by pressing all 4 buttons at the same time, which my keyboard doesn't even support in the first place, so I had to rebind my one of the buttons to my up key because that's the one that doesn't work with the other 3 pressed. And cheese the attack. That's all for the video. Bye.